Hello guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers. It's Wednesday. It's the day before one of the biggest games we've ever had, especially definitely one of the biggest games that I've had in my lifetime. I've done a video this morning already on Zoomer talking about what I think will happen. There's been a really good response actually straight away. So I thought I'd come on, have a little live chat. Hopefully some people might come on as and when we talk through the show. Get your comments in, get your questions in. We'll go through whatever you want to talk about. It's been, I'm still a little bit hurt from Sunday. I'm still disappointed with the manner of defeat and the way we played. But we've got to get over that. We've got to lift ourselves and we've got to go again tomorrow night. We see how well and how unlucky Chelsea were last night. I thought Chelsea were very unlucky to not get through that game, only for maybe they give themselves a bit too much to do in the first leg. And, Benzema and stuff, are just on it, and Modric were on it. We need to be on it, really on it, tomorrow night, and I can't wait. I cannot wait for the game. I'm really, really nervous for the defence and what ideas that he's come up with. I'm hoping that Moyes, literally straight away from Monday morning when the boys would have got back in, has gone, right, I know it's going to be Diop and Dawson, and I hope they've absolutely blasted training with them for 3 days, really worked on things for 3 days, and we can see a slight improvement. Yeah, you can't improve that quickly in 3 days, but 3 days worth of coaching and an idea can go into your head if you just repeat, repetition. I know as a PE coach that, with kids, and I know Diop and that are not kids, but when you're teaching a kid how to catch, it's just repeat. You throw that ball 100 times, by the end of it, you're going to be catching it every time. And it's just little things like that. Look, if you see that happen, Issa, you come in. Declan's going to be there to cover you if needed, but you've got to be able to take on these responsibilities by yourself. I'm hoping this is live on Twitter as well. Duncan says, morning, Luke. We have to keep believing. We certainly do, mate. We have to keep believing. There's a lot of football left to play, and it's only half time at the end of that. It's half time. It's 1-1. We did well with 10 men against them. If we can keep all 11 on the pitch this time, that would be a bonus straight away. And I'm hoping we do. I'm hoping that we keep all 11 on the pitch, and hopefully, they get a red in this game, and we get a bit of a chance. The good thing is, it's definitely not the same referee. That is one of the biggest things. The referee is not the same, so that's a good thing. Matt Rainey says, good morning, Luke. I've been let go by B&Q yesterday, but start my new job on Monday. I say my highlight at B&Q was meeting Bobby Zamora at Tills and got a quick photo. Can't believe how tall that man is. What a player, what a guy. Bobby is as well, mate. What a guy. Proper West Ham fan as well, Bobby. I've got a lot of time for Bobby. Scored, obviously, the winning goal as well, the first one at the new Emirates Stadium all them years ago. What a moment. Morning, Luke. You should teach the England cricket. I'll tell you what, cricket, because it's that season now. So when I go back next week, it's summer sports now. So it is like your rounders, your crickets, your tennis and things like that. Net and wall sports, we call them. I absolutely hate cricket as a sport, and I don't like teaching it. I always try to get out of teaching it. So, I'm not looking forward to that. Actually, I don't think I am down to teach that. I think I'm down to teach volleyball and stuff like that. But I can't stand teaching cricket. It's a really tough one. A lot of people love teaching cricket, but I hate teaching it. Truth being, we can't play any worries, that's for sure. Well, I assume you meant to say worse there, mate, any worse. I agree. I said that this morning, didn't I? I play a lot of snooker and stuff like that, and pool. I know it's completely different for football and things like that. But there's a saying: you can only play so bad that you start playing good again, and that's what I'm believing in West Ham. We can't play much worse than we did on Sunday. That was, arguably the worst performance of the season on Sunday. And sometimes, you play so bad that anything above that is better. And that's what I'm hoping for from a few players, because a few of them players, they need to look at themselves in terms of the work rate and effort. There is, at the end of the day, there is only 7 games left to go in the league. It might even be 6 games in the league. And if we were to get through tonight, there's another potentially 3-4 games there as well. So, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. just give it all you've got. Leave nothing on the table. Leave no regrets at the end of the season. Oh, what if I would have worked a bit harder in that game? What if I would have run that channel there? What if I would have, run back for that tackle and stuff like that? That leave nothing on the table. What else we got in the comments here? Keep your comments coming in, guys. It's going to be a very flowy show today. Nothing, I haven't really, got anything written down plan-wise or, agenda-wise. It's just very much you ask me some questions. We talk about the topics. Rest Antonio and have Bowen up front. There's an argument for it. There's an argument of maybe, playing Bowen up front. He has scored, 2 in 2. Obviously didn't play well against Brentford, but I'll give him a pass because, he's only just come back and maybe adrenaline gotten him through the first 2 games. Why not? And bring, or, another option, if Antonio's so insistent on playing on the wing, because that's all he ever does is drift out onto the left or drift out onto the right, why not play Antonio on the wing? And Moyes say to him, look, Jared's going to play up front today. He's going to be the man in the centre. You're going to play on the wing. At the end of the day, he might not have been the best right back in the world because he wasn't a right back. He was, naturally a winger. He knows what to do cover-wise. He can put a tackle in. He can do the work rate. I wouldn't be against that. I wouldn't be against Antonio playing on the right-hand side of the wing. Frederick's behind him, Soufal behind him. I would trust him to do a job. Maybe not as heavy a work rate as Bowen, purely because Bowen's a bit more fitter, and I think Antonio's legs are starting to go. I wouldn't be against that. I honestly would not be against him playing on the right-hand side. Let me know what you think. Helen says, hi, all. What have you missed? You missed nothing. We're just talking about the game, building up for it. Please, questions, guys. We'll do it as a little Q&A and any topics you've seen. Football and rugby, for me, the best sports in the world. I do love me boxing as well, though, mate. I do love boxing. Glenn says, but Luke, we used to play 20 games a season, like on a Sunday. We have come a very long way in 2 years. No, we have, mate. And listen, none of my negativity on Sunday, and I stated that very clearly, was against the season. The season has been incredible. If we go out tomorrow night, it has still been a good season. It can be a lot better by beating Lyon and, getting to a semi-final and finishing top 6 again. That would be an incredible season. My big fear is, like I said, and I believe, I've seen Gonzo say it, and I've seen a couple of others like Nicky and people like that say it. I don't want it to drift off and we finish like 8th and stuff. 8th I would have took at the beginning of the season, but not now. Not when we've been up there this whole time. And, there's only 6 games left to go. And it really, if we would have beat Brentford, it would have been in our own hands. And I think it's more a frustrating thing for me. It's not so much, I can't look at this team and I can't look at Moyes and go, oh, this team is not progressing, because it is. But there's little things as a club we could have done, not fans, I'm talking we as in the board and stuff like that, could have done to take it that next level a little bit more, really give us a better chance of that top 6. Not scrape it, not because it was probably going to go down to the last 2 games now on whether we get that 6th or 7th. We could have made it a lot easier for ourselves. And I think that's what it is. And it frustrates me because we see it as fans. And I think when I look at, your Declan Rice's and your Jared Bowens, that's what scares me. I want Bowen and I want Rice to stay there for as long as possible. But when they're seeing the board and the club cut corners to try and just get there. And my mate Sam, who's a Newcastle fan, he says, when a team is just outside that sort of top 6, and I'm talking Chelsea, Man United, Man City, Liverpool, Spurs, etc. When you get there, most boards will look at it, if they're not that ambitious, and go, well, we're not getting relegated, so why go and buy some players? Usually, boards will only go and buy players when they're close to relegation, or they're a club like, say, for example, like Tottenham, who need to get there. That's my frustration. We can be there. We were no better or no worse than Spurs But they've gone and bought those 2 players, and that's just given that lift to get them over the line. If that would have been us, and we would have got another 2, maybe 3 players, I think we would have been getting that top 4 place. I genuinely do. Again, all remains to be seen now, doesn't it? A chance to get into a semi-final. If this doesn't pump the players up, nothing will. And mate, as I said in my preview, if I was David Moyes, I'd be putting up a picture of old Dembele doing that everywhere in the change room, everywhere around the training ground, just to get them a little bit more hyped. And I hope someone goes straight for him early, not get booked, not get taken off or anything, sent off or anything like that. But I hope someone just goes bang straight for him, just to teach him a lesson. Leaving Antonio out might just shake him up. I agree. I'm not against it, but will Moyes do it? Can't see it, mate. I cannot see it. Hi, Glenn. Agree, Glenn. We have all got used to playing well and winning. That when we don't, it's a bit of a shock to the system. I agree. I do agree. It's a very valid point. Luke, I see posts on Facebook and Instagram from so-called football pages, and apparently we are top contenders to sign Jonathan David in the summer for 50 million. Any truths? Can't say I'm in the know, so I don't know. I do know who Jonathan David is, though. Fantastic player for Lille, Canadian, incredibly fast and really ruthless finisher. My friend in work went to the Chelsea-Lille game. Obviously, they played Lille in the last round. And he said, but barring Renato Sanchez, who plays in Lille's midfield, Jonathan David was fantastic and, really fast and athletic. Would love to see it. And I hope we do sign a striker, whether it's David, whether it's Dominic Calvert-Lewin, whether it's, I don't think it'll be that Darwin Núñez. I think he'll have admirers elsewhere, unfortunately. We've got to go and do something this year. We have to go and buy a striker, a left back, a left winger as well. There's 3 positions there. If Ariola doesn't come through the door, you're looking at a sub goalie as well, potentially, or a starting goalie if you put Fab on the bench. There's a lot of business to be done, mate. But yeah, Jonathan David, 50 million, why not? I'm all for that, mate. I'm all for it. But at a team's going down, I do quite like that Dennis from Watford as well, if they were to go down. In terms of Burnley, Tarkowski, probably on a free. Looks likely he may join us on Newcastle. And I really like their left back, actually. Talking of left backs, that Maxwell Cornet, Ivory Coast international left back, would be all over that as well. Top player. Really, really good player. I love Rico Henry, but I think obviously with Brentford staying up now, he'll probably stay there for another year, unfortunately. There was one other as well that I liked. I don't think we'd get him, but if you're talking goalies as well, Nick Pope's a fantastic goalie for teams going down. Spot on, Matt. The chance to play Barcelona should be enough. I hope it's not Barcelona, mate. I do, and I keep saying it. I know Paul and my mate Peter have already booked up hotels for Barcelona, so that they've seen it. Look, if we go out, we get a little holiday to Barcelona anyway. I hope we play Frankfurt. I do. I want us to play Frankfurt. I don't want us to have the hardest game. It's great to have a glamour tie, and listen, I'll be the first if we go through tomorrow and it's Barcelona. I'll be the first one on the website booking the ticket for the Barcelona game because I want to see us play Barcelona. But if you had to, if you're saying to me, Luke, who do you want to play? I want to play Frankfurt, and because there's a better chance of getting in the final. I don't want a glamour tie just to go out. I want to go through. I want to be in the final. But I understand people's excitement with Barcelona, but let's not think about that just yet. I heard Leon not sold out their tickets. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all. They're not having the best of seasons. Maybe it's a slight bit of a protest. See Man City have that ref in their Champions League. Oh, is that true, Helen? I was going to watch that game as well because Bet365 give away a couple of free bets for that tonight. So hopefully he doesn't do Man City over. I like Man City. I wouldn't mind seeing them win the treble. I'm a big fan of Man City. A lot of my favourite players there, Cancelo, Foden and Kevin De Bruyne. Those of you who watch the show will know that. Tomorrow I would go 3 at the back, Freddie and Arthur wing backs. Leon aren't really that good. Need to keep it tight for 20 minutes. I agree, mate. And I keep repeating myself. Nothing scared me in that game. I was there. I was at the game last week at London Stadium. You know, I've been to other games where teams like Leicester and teams like Wolves, and you think, oh, don't let the ball get to Traore, don't let the ball get to Vardy, etc. There was nothing there that whenever one of their players got on the ball that I had a fear. Yes, they controlled the ball nicely. They're a very nice passing team, and you can't take that away from them. Really good passing. They're quite defensively resolute as well. But against 10 men, you know, it wasn't like they was ripping us one, you know, thought that a goal was, you know, inevitable. Their goal was quite lucky. So was ours, to be fair. Our goal was lucky as well. But their goal was quite lucky. And I'm hoping, you know, we can just have that little bit more. We've got to get rid of this toothlessness as well. We've got to start scoring. We've got to put games out of reach, you know. 1-0, sweating on it. No, we need to start putting that second away. You remember when we went through that stage a couple of years ago, or maybe a year or so ago now, where we were blowing teams away in the first half, 3-0, 4-0. And yeah, it got a bit tight towards the end. It was ending games like 3-2 and stuff. But when you score 3 goals or 2 in a game, it does make it a lot harder, and that psychological edge. But yeah, it's scoring at the right time as well, I think. A lot of people made the point of, you know, you don't want to score too early and sit and hold it. It's probably better to maybe just relax in the game. And it is only one. It's 1-1. It's not like the Seville game where we're losing the game. It's 1-1. We can keep it tight early, you know, and then go for it a little bit later in the game. You know, you score late in the game, got a big chance. I feel Rice is going nowhere in the summer now. Ronaldinho is leaving. Oh, now Ronaldinho is leaving. I feel Rice is going now in the summer. Well, you think Rice will go to Manchester United because Ronaldo, I assume, because Ronaldinho is well retired. I don't know. I don't know with Dex, mate. I really don't. Obviously, Ten Hag has been more or less announced now. I think he'll have his other ideas, mate. I think he might have other ideas. Sometimes new managers come in and don't always go for the be-all and end-alls of Declan Rice. You know, there's Kelvin Phillips out there. I think Jude Bellingham's got to be fought over massively this summer. I think he's going to be one of the biggest ones that moves this year. Obviously, Mbappe probably go as well. But yeah, in terms of Premier League, I think Bellingham could be the biggest signing that comes to the Premier League this year. Someone just says, boom, Luke. I heard Man City fans were fighting Chelsea fans. Yeah, I did see a few videos on Twitter and that. Zuma will be a big miss. He certainly will, mate. You know, take away what he's done with the cat and all that stuff. He's arguably been probably our second, if not third, best player this season. The difference in 2 years is why we are disappointed when a game like Brentford happens. Yeah, and listen, I knew Brentford was going to be a tough game. I knew it was, but we made it easy for them. We didn't make it hard for them. They didn't really have to play that well to beat us. You know, they weren't on top, like massively on top form. We just didn't play well at all. But they are a good side, Brentford. I like them as a team. Since having Europa League on Thursday nights and Premiership on a Sunday is annoying, in my opinion. I miss the Saturday matches. I hope I ain't the only one who misses football on a Saturday. I do love Europa. I agree, mate. Loads of times, you know, back in the day before we was in Europe, a lot of our games, you know, when we play Man City and Man United, etc., and it gets moved to the Sunday. Sunday just ain't the same. It's not the same. 3 o'clock on a Saturday, you cannot beat 3 o'clock on a Saturday. It's my favourite time. You know, you have a little bit of lunch at about 1, 2 o'clock, and then you switch the football on. That takes you right up to dinner time. It's just the best time, 3 o'clock on a Saturday. I love it. And on a Sunday, you feel a bit tired and lethargic. It's just not the same. Yeah, we want Wednesday, Saturday football. We certainly do. We need to play a back four tomorrow. But who, Gaza? Who's your back four? 3 o'clock football was the best. Just shows how much influence Sky has. Do you not feel Antonio has been made a scapegoat because we did sign a striker? Listen, I've been very brutal with Antonio in the last couple of weeks. And listen, I will go on quoted again. I think the man is finished. I really, really do. Yes, he's broke Paolo's record, and people will sit here and go, "Oh, the disrespect you're throwing towards his name," and da. I'm not taking away anything he's done in his career for West Ham. I'm not sitting here and saying he's had a bad career. I'm saying he's had a good career at West Ham, but I think he's finished. I do. I think it's over for him. I just don't think he's going to get any better now. He's not going to get better. From now, he's just going to get worse. That doesn't take away, he still can be effective, and he's still got a place at the club for maybe 1, maybe 2 years, but certainly not as the starting striker. Yes, it's not his fault, Gaza, that we didn't sign a striker, and he desperately needed some support. But if you're not playing well, you need to be dropped. You do. No one should be immune from the drop. Nobody. Don't want Everton to get relegated because we are second with the most losses in the Premier League history. Everton have 411 and we're 405. Come on, Frank, get the job done. I don't think they will go down now. I don't. I think Burnley just won't have enough. I'll be doing a preview for Burnley later in the week, maybe Friday. I just think Everton will just have enough now. Just that Norwich game has really hurt Burnley, but that's why they're quite a threat on Sunday. Actually, that's why they're a massive threat on Sunday. Sorry if my throat sounds a bit croaky. It's all right talking about these players, but will they fit into our system? And will Moyes like them? It's true. We know that he's super, likes to do his in-depth scouting and stuff. Apologies, guys. I've got a bit. Likes to do his in-depth scouting and stuff. Zuma's out. We need no complaints or excuses. Just got to get on with it and hope Diop plays like 18 night. That's exactly what I said this morning, mate, in my video I did this morning. I've heard 3 went off injured for Lyon at the weekend. That's right, Mick. I believe it was their goalkeeper, Lopez, who's definitely out. And the other 2 was Hassim Agua and Ndombele, who play their key roles in their midfield. Hopefully, all of them are out. Definitely the goalkeeper's out. The goalkeeper is 100% out. But hopefully them 2 in midfield are as well. And if not 2, hopefully one of them is out. If I had to pick one that's definitely, I wouldn't mind being out, it would probably be Ndombele. But Agua is a very good player as well. Keep your questions, comments coming in, guys. Lyon couldn't break us down even with 10 men. We should have been 2-0 up in the first half. I agree, mate. We did waste a lot of chances in that game. Head-to-head against Burnley, played 15, won 8, drawn 2, lost 5. Must win if we want to continue European fight. Yeah, it's a massive game. They ain't got Chris Woods no more either, which is a bonus. It's weird records with them. I was doing some research this morning, actually. They go through stages where they'll do us like 3s and 2s and 3-0s, and then we'll go through stages where we beat them. It's quite a weird one. Obviously, earlier in the season was 0-0. Bit of a disappointing result, that one. But whenever I think of the Burnley game, always brings back flashbacks of the riots. I was at that game as well. I was at that game. Just bear with me, guys, for 2 seconds. I'll disappear. Hello, guys. Sorry, I had to go and answer my door. Don't Lyon want Diop? Possibly. We need to be on the front foot tomorrow and make sure they don't get any momentum. Apologies, guys, for shooting off quickly there. If he is rubbish tomorrow, Head they can have him. If you could sign one who, that's an easy question, mate. I love all them players. I think they're all fantastic players. But I think if you're asking me who's going to be the best player in 2-3 years' time, Phil Foden. Phil Foden is incredible. Jude Bellingham's incredible. Mounts of fantastic player. I wouldn't say he's incredible, but Foden is just unbelievable. I love the way he floats with the ball. He's got the mix of David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne in him. I love him as a player. Fantastic player. God knows how much he's worth. Duncan, if we play like we did against Brentford, then we will have no chance tomorrow. Matt, I'd sign Foden. He's pure class. Mitchell, I think it's going to be an all-English swoop for the European comps. West Ham Europa League winners and City or Liverpool for the Champions League. I hope so, mate. Would be amazing. Back four is Fredericks, Dawson, Diop, Johnson. Looks so weak, though, mate. Do you think that City will be in for Rice now that Fernandinho's got... That's a fantastic pointer. Fantastic point. Obviously, Fernandinho shockingly announced he's retiring from or leaving City, and Pep weren't aware of it. So maybe, yeah, that might knock him on a bit to go out and sign him. That's a very good point. I agree. If Antonio is not on his game, then drop him. But who replaces him up top? Bowen, Yarmolenko? I don't know, mate. It's a tough one, isn't it? Since Mickey got that record, he hasn't been the same. Antonio is Antonio, but Paolo is the one and only Di Canio. But love both, but it's a different love. Yeah, listen, mate, you're talking to the Messiah here. I love Paolo Di Canio. Is my god. Paolo Di Canio is my favourite player, West Ham player of all time. And I said it on Sunday, and maybe I shouldn't have. It broke my heart when Antonio broke his record. It really did, because I love Paolo, and I love that Paolo had that statistic. But someone had to go and beat it eventually, because it wasn't that many goals anyway. But he's not Paolo. I'm sorry, the man is not Paolo Di Canio. I was at the game with the riots. Unfortunately, me and my dad couldn't sit together. He was Sir Trevor, and I was Bobby Lower. But that day was mental. It was a crazy, crazy day, mate. I still say Moyes should have eased Okaflex in. I agree. That's a good point. Couldn't have got any worse. Reports are coming out to say that Zuma may be out for the season. Thoughts? Wouldn't surprise me, mate. Would not surprise me at all. Anything with the ankle's a bit dodging it. So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all, mate. And it's a shame if he is. If that is the case, though, mate. Sorry, just back to him. If that is the case, and you know, and this, the Europa League thing does drift off a bit in terms of, you know, we go out tonight, or you know, we lose the Burnley game, and it looks really hard that we're going to get there, start putting Alessi and Baptiste next to Dawson for the rest of the season, and give them a go and try and get them ready. I agree, Helen, but every team has a blip. We missed a great opportunity to consolidate on a top six finish. We did. Yeah, but Luke, what choice do we have at the back? I would go, if it was me personally, mate, I would go a 5, and it would be Johnson at left wing back, Diop, Dawson, Soufal in at right centre back, with Fredericks at right wing back. That's what I would personally do. Hit the like button, thank you. Yep, hit the like button. Zuma, Oggy, and Cresswell out is a massive miss. Yeah, listen, Liverpool had it. You know, when it was they had Van Dijk out, and I think they had Trent and Robertson out at one point. Anyone loses one or two of their back four, you know, it's going to hurt you. Keep Areola or get the West Brom. Keep Areola for me. I like him. I really, really like him as a goalie, mate. The West Brom goalie's been linked to Arsenal, I think, as well. Or who else was it? Tottenham, I think. Ever since Antonio signed a new contract and got the number 9 shirt, he has been, I assume you meant to say, shocking now. Got to sign Areola. We certainly have, mate. I'm going to go for about another 5 minutes, guys, because someone's coming around to fix one of my doors, because it sort of fell off, so I need to get that fixed. Anything else, guys? Like I say, I'm going to try and... Does anyone want a FIFA preview as well? Does anyone want me to do a FIFA preview? I can film that later today if you did want that. I'm not too fussed if you do and you don't. Really good views on the last one. 2,000 views on the last one. Soufal still looks rusty. Jesse is free now. Still sign him. 100%. 100% sign him. And you know why? People might say, oh, he's a year older, Luke, and he's missed a year of football. There's a World Cup coming up in November, December. So he will go all out to try and get in that team. Not saying he will get there, but he will go all out to try and get in that World Cup squad. So for me, it's a no-brainer. I think to be honest, anyone you sign that their team's in the World Cup this year and they're not sort of, you know, they're on the fringes, it's not a gamble signing, because you're probably going to get the best out of them because they know that World Cup's coming. Yep, if you have the time. Yes. And Matt Rainey says, yes, God, please, FIFA preview. This Zuma's second spell out injured. Do we need to get another centre back in? I think we do. Like I said, I don't think Diop will be there anyway in the summer, mate. Oggy is a year older. I love Oggy, but he's a year older. So yeah, I think another centre back, and that probably will be, if he doesn't go Newcastle, it probably will be James Tarkowski, and that would be a fantastic signing. Zuma and Tarkowski going forward would be fantastic. Luke, how you play FIFA is like how I stay the lads up. Could Rice be used as a centre back? We have cover in midfield. You lose what he's got. You lose him in midfield, though, mate. He's so effective. And if Leon do have two of their best players missing, in Ndombele and Awa, you know, he's got a real chance to set his stall out on tomorrow night and, you know, really put a dominant performance in. I think Jesse will go to Newcastle. It will only be for money if he goes there. Don't get me wrong, they're ambitious and they're going to be a good side in a couple of years' time. It will be a worry if Rice gets another yellow. No, I think he's okay now. I'm sure they're scrapped for the next round. I'm sure like the quarterfinal was a cut off and then it's semi-final final. So I think he can get stuck in this game, mate. I could be wrong. Gaza, cards reset for the semis. Yes, he plans confirm that there. What we got here? Yeah, Rice is okay there. Yeah, I thought he was. I'm sure I've read it somewhere as well that he's okay now. Right, anything else, guys? Anything else quickly? I'm going to go for another couple of minutes. It's been a pleasure for all of you that have come and joined me this afternoon. Like I said, hopefully I'll be about tomorrow as well. We'll have a little build up to the game. It's always good to have a little chat to you guys. So look out. I know my live shows are very random and sporadical, but please, you know, keep an eye out for my live shows because they will be about. Hit the like button, guys, if you can for me. I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Come on, you irons. Hopefully I'll be about tomorrow. Take it easy.